The following is a Joel Michalec production.
On November 13th, Felix Unger was asked to remove himself from his place of residence. That request came from his wife. She asked him to leave because he wouldn't listen to the Joel Michalec Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. I am Joel Michalec, and this
is the lovely Sharen.
Sharen. Thanks for joining us, folks, on this episode. I believe is going to be 110.
Wow, really?
Episode 110.
Wow.
You can
feels like just yesterday was 109.
You can join us online at www.jmtalk.net. On social media, TikTok and Facebook at JM Talk, Instagram and Twitter at JM Talk Radio. That's the various ways to subscribe. And you can subscribe all over the place. Every place you listen to your podcast, you can get us.
Yep.
And if you can't, let us know. We'll get them there.
Right.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yes. So, anyway, welcome.
Welcome.
I wanted to talk about recipes.
What do you want to talk about?
Recipes. Yeah, because, we've been trying to experiment with eating different things. We get stuck in this cycle of the same couple of things, right?
That drives me crazy.
So
tired of having hot dogs every day.
So we branch out and we use things like Pinterest or some of the recipe websites to get new recipes. But here's the trouble with that.
Okay.
So you find something you're interested in on Pinterest or whatever, and you go there, and
I know what you're gonna say.
It if you said to me, so what's the details? What's in the recipe? And I'm like, I have to finish reading a ton of blog before I get to the recipe. Like, I don't care that your best friend married a Ford sedan and aliens are coming and your kids are driving you crazy. Just give me the goddamn recipe. That's all I want,
Right? Exactly.
What do I have to buy? I'm at the store, lady. What do I have to buy? Like, do you ever want to just scream stuff like that at the blog?
I do.
I need to know how many cans of tomatoes.
Right.
Yeah.
I
don't need all that extra stuff. And then the pop-up ads?
Oh. They drive me nuts.
Like this morning you asked, because I'm going to make a goulash, and you said, so what's in it? And I said, well, I don't know, but I'll let you know. But right now you can get 25% off Dodge trucks. Don't forget to register to vote.
That, though.
Right. And there's a wonderful video here on how to make pewter shine again.
What?
Yeah.
But I was interested in that.
So you got to find out all these things. You have to sift through all these things to get to that.
Did you notice that our favorite app also has commercials?
Oh, yeah, ads, yeah. TikTok.
Or ads, yes.
Yeah. In fact, every time I fire up TikTok, it starts with an ad.
Yes, but at the top you can click skip ad.
On the fifth tap. It doesn't do it right away.
Well, it does for me.
Because I've broken 16 screens trying to get past ads.
Well, yeah, but I haven't, because it works the first time for me.
So it's I just don't get it, Like, we have a box of old family recipe cards, handwritten, store bought. They're just recipes.
Yeah.
Here's what you need. Here's how you prepare it. Why can't it just be that simple?
Because let me tell you why.
Ooh, okay, she's gonna tell us why.
I'm gonna tell you all why. Because they're assholes, right?
Okay, so...
no, I'm sorry. Please forgive my language.
But I think days are gone where you get that. And which brings up a really good point. I just thought of this. Why don't we just go through those recipe cards and pick stuff out?
Right?
Because some of it is a little weird, right?
Well, we used to find a really nice recipe and print it.
Yeah.
And put it in our book.
You suggested copy paste.
Yeah.
It's hard to copy paste through all that. You're trying to do a copy, and then all of a sudden another ad pops up, and then the video starts playing, and then the aliens land.
Not once you get to the recipe itself. It is not difficult at all. You click on it. A little blue box pops up. You can just pull the one edge of that blue box all the way down to the bottom. Right? And then touch it. And it's copy with whatever, blah, 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 blah. You hit copy. Then you go to your notepad and you hit paste. What the fruit?
I appreciate the lesson on copy paste with an apple. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome, Mr. IT man.
Okay, so let's see. That's a Wombat. Let me move that. This is interesting. We are recording actually. Oh, on the 11th? Wait a minute.
Yeah, today's the 11th.
Yes, we're recording on the 11th. Since this is a podcast, and typically, sometimes it's recorded over a couple of days. But we're recording on the 11th, and I want to talk to you about what today is. Today is National Sausage Pizza Day.
What? That's my favorite.
I know. That's why I wanted to bring this up.
That's my favorite.
Yes, on October 11th of each year, food lovers across the country enjoy National Sausage Pizza Day. Whether served on a thin or thick crust, sausage pizza goes well with other toppings, too. Except pineapple and anchovies. You keep that off the pizza, pal. Don't hesitate to add mushrooms and a variety of cheeses. What's even better about sausage pizza are the different kinds of sausage you can choose from.
Is there anything other than sweet Italian?
It says, while Italian sausage may be preferred, try experimenting. Add more garlic or try additional spice. Try smoky sausage such as chorizo or even a kielbasa.
Ew.
What?
No. No, kielbasa will not do. Nope.
Anyway, a couple of pizza facts for today's National Sausage Pizza Day.
Okay. I'm ready.
In ancient Greece, the Greeks covered their bread with oils, herbs, and cheese, which some attribute to being the beginning of the pizza. In Byzantine Greek, the word was spelled nita, or pita, meaning pie. The Romans developed a pastry with a sheet of dough topped with cheese and honey, then flavored with bay leaves. Doesn't sound very appetizing. The modern pizza had its beginning in Italy as the Neapolitan flatbread. The original pizza used only mozzarella cheese, mainly the highest quality buffalo mozzarella. It was produced in the surroundings of Naples. An estimated 2 billion pounds of pizza cheese was prepared in the United States in the year 1997. The first United States pizza establishment opened in New York's Little Italy in 1905. There's some pizza facts for you.
Well.
For Sausage Pizza Day.
Yay. I love sausage pizza.
I know you do.
In case the people out there haven't heard that, I do love sausage pizza.
Coming up, folks, in the next round will be Wombat of the Week. We'll show you how. We'll tell you. We'll not show you. We won't show you. We'll tell you how you can be a part of the Wombat of the Week segment each and every week here on the Joel Michalec Show, featuring the lovely Molly.
What?
The lovely Sharen.
What? Where did that come from?
Molly, our security guard, is at our feet.
Sleeping,
which is her way of making sure that the studio is fine. Yep, right. Everything's fine. You know?
We are safe.
So, okay. Game time. It's a little bit of game time.
What?
Yes.
This is new.
So, people will get, as we get older, we forget things.
Are you making fun of me?
No. I forget things too. One of the worst things is when you walk into a room and you don't remember why you came into that room. Right? Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right.
But let's test you or I. I mean, I already went through this test in my head.
Oh, okay. So you cheated.
No, I did not cheat. I just saw the list first, and so I went through it. You'll see. I can't cheat. It says...
Okay.
So you can't remember why you walked into the room? What about the rest of these jingles?
Okay.
My baloney has a first name.
It's OSCAR.
See? See, that's how the game is played.
Okay.
I didn't cheat. I just said I went through
it.
I think there's two that I didn't know.
Okay.
Number 2. I don't want to grow up.
I'm a blah, blah, blah kid.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Toys R Us kid. Yes, that's what I meant.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. The best part of waking up
is Folgers in my cup.
You're 4 for 4. Sometimes you feel like a nut.
And sometimes you don't.
Number 6. I'd like to teach the world to sing.
I'd like to teach the world to sing a happy melody.
Or something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, it's actually a song from the 60s.
I know, and they made it into a commercial for
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yeah. And you get half a point for that.
What?
Number 7, reach out and touch someone.
With AT&T?
I think it was AT&T.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays it could be considered,
Sexual harassment.
right? Number 8, if you dare wear short shorts.
It's Nair.
Yeah, it's Nair.
Yeah, it's the Nair commercial. Yeah. If you dare wear short shorts.
Number 9, they're magically delicious.
Oh my. The magically delicious. Oh, the cereal.
Yes, it's a cereal.
It's Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms, that's
Yay.
right. Number 10. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
That is the correct rest of the jingle, but who?
It's Meow Mix.
No.
Yeah, Meow
Isn't
Mix.
it Friskies?
I thought it was Meow Mix. I think you need to check that.
Okay, I'll check it.
Better yet, I'll check it.
You're not finished.
Oh, but I still want to check it.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
Oh, what a relief it is. Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer, that's right. And this one's my favorite, number 12, the final one. So kiss a little longer, hold hands a little longer, hold tight a little longer.
With spearmint gum.
Longer with Big Red.
Big Red, that's what I meant.
Big Red.
It's made by Spearmint, the same company.
That doesn't count.
It does.
You were supposed to finish the jingle.
Oh, well, sorry. My mind is on meow.
All right, come on. Meow, 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 meow. Hardest lyrics in the world. Who made that jingle?
Here we go, people.
That's not even coming through. That's not even coming through. It's still not really coming through.
It's Meow Mix.
Is it? All right, it's Meow Mix.
It's
All right. Meow Mix. All righty. And that is our memory game.
yeah.
Wasn't that good, though? I mean, did that bring back any memories?
I did actually. Yeah. I was right, as usual.
And by the way, it's just coming to me now. I'd like to teach the world to sing a perfect melody.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
Just
that's
came- it
it.
just came
Yep, just came to you.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, that's the way things work, especially when you
know.
start jogging
I
that old
know.
memory. You know, the
Yeah.
cobwebs start getting pushed aside a little bit. The duster comes in and brushes some dust away, and then you have it.
I like that. That was fun. I'm going to do that again.
You're gonna have to listen to the podcast this week.
Okay.
Because you're not around for the third part, and in the third part of the show, there is a hero this week that it comes very close to home for you and I as far as what he does.
Oh,
So make sure you listen to the podcast tomorrow
okay.
on these fine podcasting stations.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's a Wombat. That's the next segment. I don't have enough time to go into that other story, so that's going to have to be for the next one type of thing.
All right.
So, what do you have anything pressing on your mind right now that you could fill a few minutes with telling the people about? Nothing at all.
Yeah, and we have
Aren't there a million things that come to our mind every day?
something just came to my mind.
What is it?
Oh my God, we have a white phone in our office.
That is an old-fashioned phone.
I know.
That is
it's
a phone.
so cool.
That's circa 1991. That's my business phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Did
got
you spy? I spy something.
it's got the regular phone look with the heads, the handset.
Yeah, the typical,
headset with the squirrely wire,
the
cord.
coiled wire cord.
Yeah, right. But the push buttons.
Not only that, but that's not circa 1991. That is that old-fashioned desk look, but that has a digital ringer on it.
Okay.
So it's also, not only is it push button instead of the rotary dial.
Yeah, I see. I want the rotary dial.
You know what I want? I want one of those phones on the wall in the doorway in the kitchen. Remember, every kitchen had it right there.
I know, right?
On a
with
door
the
jamb, with the long cord, so your mother can go all around the kitchen with it on her neck while she was cooking. Yeah, I want one of them again.
I know. So
we had one in our first condo together.
Yeah,
you remember? You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, we had one on the wall.
Yep.
But days of that are going away though. Not only that, but I mean days of phone, like copper telephones.
Oh yeah, I know. Like it is less often these days for you to have a landline.
Yeah, like we have one. It's for the alarm system, and it's fiber up to the point where like it's out in the yard, and then it jumps into the house on Cat 5. I mean, it's totally not like it used to be.
Yeah.
And it goes nowhere. Like, in fact, all of the jacks in this house are disconnected.
Right.
We have it running straight to the alarm.
But here's this, guys. Our phone line used to call 911.
All by itself. That's
all by itself.
That's why it's not connected to any jacks. How much time do we have? Yeah, quick funny story. So we had the police showing up here all hours of the day and night.
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the
every
morning.
Every once in a while, and it's
okay?
Yeah, everything okay? They're like, we got a 911 call here from here, and I'm like,
911 hang up
from here. I'm like, and I'm telling the police, I'm like, you're welcome to come in. There's not a phone connected in the house. All we have is the alarm.
Yeah.
And so after the second or third time, we checked with the alarm company.
No, we have been going through this for months.
After the second or third time, we checked with the alarm company, and we said, does the alarm call 911? The answer was no. The alarm calls Central Station.
Right.
And then they would call the homeowner and the backup line. And so there was no possible way.
But still it was going on. And they were getting so frustrated with us because they were like, listen, another time and we're going to have to find you. Because, and rightfully so. But, yeah, the phone line was dialing 911. Craziest thing I've ever seen.
So
I even brought the police in here
to
show them that we do not have a phone hooked up anywhere.
Yeah, so being in the tech field and knowing how they started transitioning from copper to Cat 5, I had brought equipment from work that I have for testing phone equipment and found static all over the line. And so I went underneath the house to trace stuff, and there was this ball, like the size of a soccer ball, of tape.
Wow.
With all these wires coming out. Here, it was like somebody made this the central hub for all the jacks in the house going out to the pole.
Yeah.
And I just chopped it, and I spliced it with Cat 5 and put it on the ground and brought it up, and it goes straight into the alarm system.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's how you stop that. But anyway, yeah, that's our phone discussion for today.
Yeah. And you're welcome for bringing up the phone in our office.
It would be interesting to know how many people only have cell phones now, because it's either going cell phone, a lot of businesses are going to internet telephone called VoIP.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what the numbers are of people who still have landlines. I know a lot of my older clients still have their landlines. They're attached to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and now they just give them out if you want a deal on your internet. If you want the triple play, you get a better price. I don't need anything but internet.
I know.
Then you're going to pay 10 times the amount of money then.
Exactly. So that's where the phone companies or the cable companies think they've got you.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, we got them because we only use it for our alarm system.
Right.
Now what?
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have Wombat of the Week. Plus, we have this local story we want to talk about that is gaining national attention. So that's coming up.
Okay.
And then later on, new Honor Thy Heroes. One last thing, talking about internet browsers. So don't go anywhere. There's a lot of stuff coming up yet to go on the show. We'll be back right after this.
This is New York's Super Oldie Station, 920 WON, The Apple, Brooklyn, New York.
So I use my computer every day. I'm not even sure how I get along without it. But I wasn't prepared for a virus. A Trojan, they called it. One night I'm cruising along, and the next night I can't do anything. I was afraid it was going to cost me a fortune. Boy, was I surprised. They had me back up and running the same day I called them. I really like PC Tech Rescue, and you know what? My wallet likes them too.
Are you troubled by computer problems? PC Tech Rescue should be your very next call. Whether the problem is viruses, hardware, software, or any other issue, they can diagnose your problem and have you back up and running fast. With more than 25 years of industry experience, you can be sure you are getting dependable and affordable service. Call today, 484-429-6061, or email us at pctechrescue@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. It is the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. Welcome back after the break. Hopefully y'all got something to drink. I know we did.
Yes, we did.
You've got 2 drinks. Why is that?
I do, because I have a coffee.
You're drinking coffee right now?
And a water.
How come you get to drink coffee right now?
Because I can.
You has a coffee, and I see that I does not has a coffee.
Well, that's because you didn't make yourself a coffee.
Wow. So... jokes. Last week, we did a pre-recorded, a re-broadcast because we took the week off.
Right.
But before that, I started telling you a joke.
Okay.
So I had to tell you a joke, and I made this one up. The other day, coming home from work, all on my own. I made it up. So if you start seeing it on social media, it's because Google and Facebook are listening to my phone and listening to me talk and laugh to myself. And so if you see this on a dad joke page, I created it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
And today, on this very show, is the world premiere of the joke that I made up.
Okay. I wonder, did you make it up?
I did. Funny you should ask.
Well.
So, here goes. I'm here to make you laugh. Here it goes. How does a ghost keep their feet dry in the rain?
I don't know.
They use their goulashes.
Oh, my Lord.
I made that up.
You made that up all by yourself?
It has every classification to be a dad joke. It's silly. It's dumb.
Yes.
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 You can tell it to your kids. I'll tell my granddaughter. She'll love it.
Yes.
She'll love it.
She will.
I have something in my eye. It's not that you're making me cry because you don't like my joke. I have something in my eye.
It's your finger. Get it out.
I have something in my eye.
Yeah.
Everybody, she's not making me cry because she hates my jokes. I just have something in my eye. All right. So we have this local story. Now look at this. I told this to print, right?
Yeah.
I told this to print, and this is what it gave me. I didn't ask for 11 by 17 paper.
Wow.
What am I making, accounting ledgers here? I just wanted the story to be printed out, and this is what I got. So
yeah,
can't complain about although I don't get it. The font is actually smaller. Anyway, we have a local story here that's gaining national attention, and it's been for a little bit of a while. It comes out of Middletown, right up the street.
Okay.
Army veteran Rich Killingsworth of Middletown is in year 2 of a dispute with his HOA, with his homeowners association. He says that Parkside is charging him, Parkside's the name of the community, $50 per day and threatening to put a lien against his home over an American flag on a flagpole in his backyard.
What?
Yeah. And he says, for me, being an Army veteran, this is something that I hold very near and dear to my heart, and it's very precious for me to walk out on my back deck and see that flag every day.
Yeah.
So, Delaware law protects the rights of property owners and leaseholders to fly an American flag. But the HOA argues that this isn't about the flag. It's about the freestanding flagpole that's not permitted, except in public spaces within the community. So, Killingsworth has told a local radio station that this is not about the rule. This is about the legal right that Delaware has granted all residents to install a flagpole up to 25 foot, and it's no higher than a basketball court post. He says it's about 13 feet high.
Oh, wow.
So, Delaware Code says no restriction shall be enforceable with respect to real property which prohibits or limits the ability of a property owner or tenant to display the flag of the United States of America on a pole attached to the exterior of the property's building or structure within the owned or leased property's boundaries, or on a flagpole located within the owned or leased property boundaries if the flagpole is installed prior to termination of any period of community developer control.
Okay.
So it sounds like Delaware says if you lease the property...
And your pole was up before the HOA was in charge.
Is that what that... Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
Within the owned and leased property, the flag was installed prior to termination of any period of community developer control. Yeah, I'm not... I mean, no, I understand that's what you were saying, but like, did they just take over? Like after he put it up, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's one thing that I did not see in the story. The only other thing I saw was that he's claiming that they're mad because he had a 400-pound. He had a statue made, a sculpture of the American eagle, which is the American symbol, no bigger than an American eagle, but it weighed 400 pounds because it was a sculpture.
Yeah,
and he says that. He says that they said it violated neighborhood rules. It was ultimately permitted to stay. But he says that because he won that argument against them, that they're mad, and now they're coming after him about this. Yeah, because what makes anybody be mad about you flying the symbol of the country you live in?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's petty on the part of the HOA.
It is petty.
I think. Very much so.
And what I thought was interesting that this story came up this week in front of me and spoke to me and said, talk about this on the show. What I found interesting about it was a friend of ours I was talking to last week. He was helping us with some stuff, and we were talking about HOAs because I would say we're under an HOA. It's different than an HOA, but it's still an HOA. And we'll be under an HOA later on. And he was saying that the good thing about an HOA is, he said, sure, they may have rules. He said, but they're not all real bad people, and they usually keep the community,
right,
in a better state,
right,
for everybody, and which is why they have some of those rules. But this one here, this is sort of like where we live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Where we live, so Delaware law allows you to open carry.
Right.
All right, that's Delaware code. You can open carry a firearm.
Right.
So the community we're in, they have they have a rule, no firearms, but they also have no jurisdiction if somebody called and complained that somebody was open carrying.
Right.
Because they can have these rules, but they're not allowed, they've told me this, they're not allowed to violate the Constitution of the state or the United States.
Right.
So here's a Delaware code about the flag.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on his side.
Absolutely.
The Delaware code supersedes your rule.
Yeah.
He leases that property from you.
Exactly.
And so you can't just, you can't just be like that. So he has a lawyer representing him. Now, nothing's going to court yet, but he does have a lawyer representing him pro bono. And they're trying not to go to court, but he's prepared to go to court.
Right. Yeah. And I would be too.
So I'm completely on his side. If I want to fly the American flag, I want to fly the American flag.
Yes, sir.
It's not like he's flying a Nazi flag.
I know,
or some
right?
other symbol of hate. This is the symbol of the country. So it does make me question and say, what's up with that HOA? What's your problem with the American flag? What's your problem with the American eagle? What's your problem with America? You like how I built that up?
Yeah,
that's all on the fly.
That
Folks,
was pretty funny.
The only prep we do is I look for stories to bring here and discuss, and don't tell her anything.
No, he doesn't really. Sometimes it drives me crazy.
Like a mushroom. I keep her in the dark when it comes to this kind of stuff,
right?
Because I want that reaction when we get into the studio,
right?
So, all right. So we're going to move on to Wombat of the Week.
Okay.
But before we do, so we have this amazing LED lamp. Now, you got to go to our Facebook page at JM Talk to see this LED lamp. So the LED lamp it's the symbol of the show, the smiling lovebirds and the microphone. Yeah. And so it's the logo for the show etched in glass and in an LED lamp. And so to see the lamp, there's a picture of it on the Facebook page. And this lamp was made for us by one of our fans who does all kinds of etching.
Yes.
Wood etching, glass etching. He's now etching ceramic tile.
Wow.
Yes. And he does amazing work. He did our stove cover, which is barn board with laser engraved our family name.
Yep.
And you can see what he does and order stuff from him. These make great personalized gifts.
Right.
At hisartworkflames.com. Hisartworkflames.com. And he's not going to know this until he listens to the podcast, but I just wanted to mention because he's a small business, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
And I am.
And he does phenomenal work.
Yeah, and we're in the mood to start promoting small businesses.
Absolutely.
Especially friends of the show.
Yeah.
So go check him out. And what he also doesn't know is hisartworkflames.com is the sponsor of the Wombat of the Week this week.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
So go take a look at the lamp. And then you go, and of course, the picture of the lamp has his website and the link. And then you're going to want to go and see his website and see what else he does.
Yes.
If you go to his website, our stove cover is on his website. So
absolutely,
when you get to his website, you'll see our stove cover. It's a beautiful stove cover.
Yep.
And a conversational piece. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've gotten him other orders of that.
A great Christmas present.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Everything he does is going to be great Christmas presents.
I gave 2 stove covers to 2 very close friends of mine, and they love them.
So
it's something that they use every single day.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And so go over there and tell Euladio that I sent you.
Yep.
Hisartworkflames.com. So here's the Wombat of the Week. Here's how you get involved. Now, Wombat of the Week is we're putting idiots on a pedestal. We're raising them up for all to see.
Right.
And you
for all to see how much of an idiot they are.
You can get involved because you can send us a story of stupid people doing stupid things and a link to the story. Send it to us at joelmichalecradio@gmail.com or across Facebook at JM Talk. Send us the message. Not the timeline. Just send it to us in a PM. And that's how you can contribute to the show. Now, the reason I moved this several weeks ago is because I needed Sharen to be involved with some of these stories. It's very hard to talk about these wombats with no one to talk with. So I want to talk to you about a Louisiana priest who was arrested for an alleged threesome on the church altar.
What? What?
Nation, that's the shock value right there. That face right there is the shock value I needed.
Oh, my Lord.
Cannot make this stuff up.
Oh,
Look,
my God.
Bona fide link from news. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
A Louisiana priest was arrested for obscenity last week, was allegedly caught having sex with 2 dominatrices on the altar of his church, according to court documents.
Do you know what that is?
A
dominatrix?
I have an idea. Anyway.
Totally into S&M.
A witness in Pearl River, northeast of New Orleans, called the police on September 30th after allegedly viewing Reverend Travis Clark, age 37, through a window engaged with 2 high-heeled, corseted women. He was allegedly partially dressed in his own priestly attire.
Wow.
The group had allegedly set up stage lighting and appeared to be recording an encounter on a cell phone. The witness said they became suspicious when noticing the lights at St. Peter and Paul, a Roman Catholic church.
What?
Yeah, I'm a what do I call it? A recovering Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on late one night, so the incident was recorded by the witness and shown to police. Clark, who had been the pastor of the church since last year, was arrested for allegedly having sex in public in a publicly visible location by having sex in the church.
Wow.
The 2 women, Mindy Dixon and Melissa Chang. Dixon's an adult film actress and works as a dominatrix. And a social media post from Dixon the day before her arrest said she was going to New Orleans to meet another dominatrix and defile a house of God.
Wow.
Clark was also the chaplain of a nearby Catholic high school. He was ordained as a priest in 2013. The Archdiocese of New England says it suspected Clark on the day of the arrest. What?
Wait, they didn't suspect him before this?
According to council member Kat Walsh, what upsets me is, why did he have to do it there? I'm upset for all of us parishioners. Why there? Why? Why there?
Why, God? Why there?
On the same day of the
I
arrest...
mean, that's a perfect place to ask that question.
On the same day as the arrest, another New Orleans priest, Reverend Pat Waddingley, revealed that he had allegedly sexually abused a minor in 2013. Anyway, Clark was taken over the chaplain position at the high school after Waddingley had resigned because of that incident last summer. And this is yeah.
Well,
I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But
Lord,
on the altar, he was making a sacrifice. He was making a sacrifice, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, an adult film star and another dominatrix. Your comments,
can't make
please.
this up.
No,
people.
you can't. You
cannot make this up.
You can't make it up.
Wow.
And believe it or not, I am surprised because this is like you hear things about priests, right? This is insane. Making a movie,
Yeah,
stage lighting, 11 o'clock at night, stage lighting on the altar. I mean, what were you going to tell the police? Oh, we were doing a remake of The Exorcist.
Wow.
I was exorcising the demons.
Oh my Lord.
This is
That is too much. Come on.
An ordained man of God.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He was all up in the coffers. I'm thinking on the fly, like puns for this.
Oh my goodness.
It's amazingly. Well, it's very punny. It is. It's very punny. And I
Get
should,
it, punny,
right,
funny.
I should put out on Facebook when I post this Wombat of the Week that I want to hear the best puns about this story.
I know, right? Oh my God, I can't wait.
I might do that.
You need to do that so I can read them. Oh my God. That's going to be too funny.
Anyway, because of this act of holy moly, Reverend Travis Clark, not only are you the Wombat of the Week here on the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen, but you're going to hell, buddy. You're going to hell.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter whether you've been ordained, touched by God, whatever. You're going to hell.
You have a touch of the devil in you.
Yeah, right.
You got touch of the devil in you.
And there's his picture, by the way. Yeah.
He looks like a pedophile.
He does, doesn't he?
He really does. Maybe that's why he was a Catholic priest.
Maybe. Not that
I'm just
that we're advocating. But yes, so get us your stories for Wombat of the Week because, yes, folks, this is the kind of stuff that is submitted that we find. And it's just like what amazes me is I don't think there will ever be an end. I'd like to say that I would like there to be an end to wombats in the news. I don't think there ever will be.
No, there won't.
There will always be.
Everybody does stupid things at stupid times.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you have a news story with a news link of stupid people doing stupid things in the news, send it to us.
If you can find someone you know doing stupid stuff at stupid times, let us know.
This isn't a reality show.
Oh, what?
I don't know if I want to go there.
No, we don't want to go there, people.
If it makes it into the news and you have a link, game on.
Right.
Game on, but I don't want to get engaged in like Mario Povich stuff. You know?
Right. Oh, that'd be too funny, though.
Yeah, I don't want to become like Mari or Ricky or whoever else is out there, Jerry Springer.
Yeah, right.
So that's our Wombat of the Week. That's also the time of the show where we say goodbye to the lovely Sharen. So say goodbye, Sharen.
Goodbye, Sharen.
And so I'll be back right after this to finish up the last round of the show. And we have one last thing coming up, and we're going to honor a fascinating young man in Honor Thy Hero segment. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back after... Got to put my finger on the button. This
message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Broadcasting from a crummy little studio in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Reality One Radio.
You see why we need your donations?
Welcome back to the show, folks. It's the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharen. This is part 3, as we like to call it. We have a lot of different names for this, but it typically doesn't include the lovely Sharen because she has other things to do and she exits after part 2, and we all know how that works. One of these days, we'll convince her to stay for part 3. Final stretch. Here it is, you and me, and I'm glad that you're here. First thing I want to talk about today is, and I have such a mess in front of me because we're doing a lot of shifting and moving things around, and hopefully sometime very soon, you, the listeners, will know why we're going through all of this stuff, and maybe you can draw conclusions. The place is a mess. We're shifting around the house. She's got me painting for some odd reason. I don't know why I have to be the painter, but we've already discussed that. We've been through that. I will leave that one alone, but you can maybe draw your own conclusions. Otherwise, we will hopefully someday in the very soon near future be able to tell you what's going on. But anyway, I wanted to start out today by talking about... I didn't start out today. I want to start the third segment. We're not starting out today. We've already done today. Let me start this segment by talking about browsers. And this could be one last thing. And if it is, it's in the wrong place. Am I right? But it may not be one last thing. But anyway, I ran into a really weird issue over the last couple months. And to tell it to you fairly briefly, I was having trouble with my laptop, which is it's a very well-built laptop. It's a gaming laptop because I do some occasional gaming. And it also, because it's built so well and, you know, is so fast and has the technological tools to be a better than a normal system, it's my go-to system for working with my clients, doing stuff around the house that I need the computer for, this and that. So it stopped functioning out of the blue. I can't even tie this to a Windows update. And sometimes you can do that. Sometimes you can go, oh, geez, a Windows update did it. And I still may be able to. The jury is still out on what happened. But I could get any of my internet services, so I could log into other computers, but anything involving a browser didn't work. And I'll tell you, with my busy schedule, I toyed around with this thing for weeks when I had time here and time there, trying to figure it out. I covered every troubleshooting that you could think of. And nothing was happening. Now, this is a Wi-Fi, so I reloaded the wireless drivers, everything. The one thing I didn't try, because it was inconvenient at the time, was to hook it into the router with a wire, with an Ethernet cable. It was just inconvenient at the time, because of how in disarray we are, to get in here, find a spot on the desk to put it, and get a wire from the router to... I mean, you know, I know this sounds very simple, but I didn't have the opportunity. And so it sat more weeks. And now I had to shift things to the desktop computer, which is also a gaming computer. But I never worked with it as far as work and clients. And now I was like, I needed to do everything. So now it's doing everything. But then I plugged in the wire, the Ethernet wire, and it's working. So definitely something with the wireless card in it. And still potentially something to do with a Windows update in reaction. Having a reaction with that particular piece of hardware. Not sure yet, but let me tell you. That's why the desk is in such disarray. Because of everything going on, and I have a drink over here, and God has helped me. If I spill this drink on my gaming keyboard, I'm going to knock myself silly. But anyway. Why do I want to talk about browsers? So I went through all this mayhem, And one of the things when I had to switch to the desktop computer and start using that to work with clients and stuff, everything I needed, the paperwork, the data sheets that I keep on my clients, so I know what their networks contain, addresses, passwords, remote access, all that information on those browsers, on secure cloud on those browsers. Emails, all in those browsers. My passwords, because now I have to pay the bills. I have to do everything that I didn't do before with this laptop. And the one thing you would think it's simple, and this is probably where Sharen always says, she always says I'm the smartest person she's ever met, but I have no common sense at all. I never truly gave any time to browser syncing. Never. I didn't believe in it. I thought it was just I felt like I try to be more conservative with what kind of information I'm putting out there and what I'm doing. And the thought of being able to just go to any computer and sign into my browser and have items that, I never crossed my mind how useful it could be until this happened. And so at the time before I decided to do the Ethernet thing, I had to...
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh my.
Could you please repeat what you said?
Siri's trying to get involved here. I didn't ask Siri anything. So I had to put this in safe mode. And I only got a window of a couple minutes. I use Firefox pretty exclusively. And so I had to get on Firefox while I had a very small window of opportunity and quick set up a Firefox account with a very strong password. Because if you know me, my passwords are all way too long. I would give you a stroke if you knew how long some of my passwords were. So I took that opportunity and I made a Firefox account on the laptop successfully after 2 attempts because you had to go fast. You only have so much time before the card decides to not browse anymore, right? And then I was able to go over to the desktop, log into the Firefox with that account, and boom, I had all my shortcuts. I had all my stuff that's out on the cloud. I had all my passwords, which were a couple of hundred, all my websites and passwords and favorites and everything. And so what I'm just trying to say is that I found the value of doing browser syncing. And I would not previously have suggested that, but now I do suggest that. But of course, with the addition of strongly suggesting an extremely impossible password that only you should know. Right? Like that's common sense. They say you should have a very secure password, information that only you would know. And that's true. And I would make it triple tough if you were securing a browser to be able to sync with that. And then if you do sync it to a computer that you don't typically use, I would make sure you sign out and clear the cache. So there's no chance that a regular normal person who's not a hacker can find a way to access that login and gain data that you store in your browser. We all store favorites. We all store passwords, right? And so I found out that by syncing my browsers, by making an account just for the purpose of syncing, I now have the same information. And if I add a shortcut or a password on this computer through Firefox, it's immediately available on the laptop and vice versa. So this is sort of like a personal story of what happened to me, / a little IT advice, / maybe you knew it and I didn't, so maybe I'm the fool to some of you, and that's fine. There are a lot of cases where I just rather be a little more old-fashioned. This just happens to be one of them. It's just the way I am in a lot of cases. It's tough for me to change. I can't change, so we'll leave it at that. So, but anyway, excuse me. I'm going to take a drink. The drink I previously said I'm hoping I don't spill. I can hear my producer, Mr. Tony Richards, saying right now, radio silence is a killer. And it is. And I'm sorry, but I have to drink, right? I'm not a ventriloquist. Although I tried to be when I was a wee lad. I did try that. Okay. We want to talk about our Honor Thy Heroes segment. Now, you can get involved in this just like you can get involved with sending us a Wombat for Wombat of the Week, you can send us your heroes. Everyday people doing extraordinary things for their fellow man or woman, fellow human being. Humans connecting and doing human things. We define them as heroes, everyday heroes. And we want to honor these everyday heroes. So it's easy for us. It makes it easier for us because it's like I should be a dentist, right? And trying to pull teeth, trying to find the media coverage of everyday heroes. So, nation, you're out there. You have small town newspapers. They love writing about great people. So send me those stories. Now, today's hero... And I love this because we've had several young heroes, and this is another young hero. But I had to read this story twice because the second time I read the story is when I found a very personal connection to the lovely Sharen and myself. And I'll explain why after we talk about the story. So so get those stories to us. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of telling you how. Send me your stories. Send it through email to joelmichalecradio@gmail.com. Send it through the Facebook at JM Talk. Because we thrive on those stories. And we're asking you to help us make it easier for us to honor heroes. And again, it's because of the lack of media coverage. Let's just be factual about it. So we want to talk about a Maryland 7-year-old who was bullied. And his response to being bullied was by opening a food pantry. Okay? So we want to talk about our hero. You know, the way these stories print. Oh, that's right. I'm half blind, so I have to... I have to print them with different fonts. Okay, so we want to take a look at... Where's this kid's first name at? I mean... something didn't go right with my printout, folks. This is okay. This is actually very crazy. I have his last name. I'm not just going to say his last name. That's crazy. I have his mother's name here. Oh my! This little boy. I'm going to end up calling him Mr. Kavanaugh, which I don't want to do. I want his whole... This is crazy. That this story does not have his first name. How do you do that? Okay, well... and it's terrible. It's even worse that I don't have it, but... This story does not have this gentleman's first name. His 7-year-old Mr. Kavanaugh, I guess we're calling him Mr. Kavanaugh, because and I don't remember. I read the story like a week ago, so it will definitely be mentioned properly in the posting on Facebook. But let me tell you about this 7-year-old Mr. Kavanaugh, who started a GoFundMe page because he said, after I was bullied and I felt darkness inside of me, I knew I did not want other kids to feel the same way. So I asked my mom if she could help me spread love and positivity, and the more I gave back to my community, the more I wanted to keep doing it. So he starts a food pantry in his community, and then it took off from there. And where it took off was, if we start with the beginning of the pandemic that we're in the midst of right now, the coronavirus pandemic, back in March, he lives with his mother, his aunt, and his cousins. And he was focused on helping the local community in his suburb of Gaithersburg, Maryland, creating care packages with toiletries and groceries for elderly people using his own savings from birthday and Christmas money. I had to go back in the files. We might have talked about him before, and the story just expanded from there, which is great. Like, this is sounding really familiar. So, eventually, being fueled by donations, they opened up a food pantry in a nearby warehouse that a logistics company in the area offered to let them use. So then he got some news media. He got praise from people in higher places. And then he was featured on YouTube. And so with the success of the pantry, and he's in 2nd grade, he decides over the summer to extend their reach beyond Gaithersburg. And he shifted his efforts to the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. So let me tell you about the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. The lovely Sharen and I served on an organization called Hearts of the Sacred Spirit. We served on the board for a number of years, and this organization strives to collect donations of food, clothing, and money, and 100% of the proceeds goes directly to the Pine Ridge Reservation. There's no, the administrative costs are paid for by separate donations or monies by the board, and in fact, there's next to no monies spent on administrative costs. This isn't an organization that goes, well, only 30 cents of each dollar because we have administration costs. It's not like that. And so that's where this story really kind of pulled up in front of us. So what he did was, so he decides that he's going to do this because Pine Ridge is home to some of the poorest communities in the country. So they filled, with their donations, they filled 2 semis. That's tractor trailers to you and me. 2 semis. They filled 2 semis of food to go to Pine Ridge. That is amazing. So when donations flooded in, and he and his mother managed to fill the first entire semi with canned and non-perishable foods, plus hygiene products, cleaning supplies, and other critical values, worth about $20,000 in total. Okay? And using donations from the GoFundMe, it was arranged for a driver to transport the goods, which cost $3,500. So, again, that's an administrative cost, but it's not hidden as an administrative cost. It's right out there. It does cost money to transport that. It's going from Maryland to South Dakota. Our organization, Hearts of the Sacred Spirit, personally drove supplies out there. We shipped, we drove. It's an amazing thing they're doing. And it's an amazing thing he's doing. So they loaded up a second semi on this past September 22nd, packing it with $25,000 worth of items. Okay? So according to a spokesperson for the reservation, thanks to Kavanaugh's efforts, quote, our families are going to be okay for a little while. The representative said that she said that the reservation has declared a state of emergency based on the rising number of suicide attempts. From January to August, there were about 168 suicide attempts and 5 completions. It's very depressing. It is. That's always been an issue on that reservation. So here's a young man who is in 2nd grade. 2nd grade, folks. And look what he's done in 2nd grade. And I've said this before, like 3 weeks ago, when we did a young Honor Thy Hero. What are we doing? You're sitting in your chair complaining about politics. What have you done for someone else? And I'm asking myself the same thing. I mean, I hold doors for people. I greet people all the time. I want people to feel good. So if I can do that. But what have we done compared to this 7-year-old boy? It's amazing. It's amazing. And he, little Mr. Kavanaugh, 7 years old, 2nd grade, is our Honor Thy Heroes recipient on the Behind the Mic show, on the Joel Michalec show, featuring the lovely Sharen. And we thank him for what he's doing. And the lovely Sharen and I especially thank him twice for what he's doing for our brothers and sisters at Pine Ridge. So with that, it does bring the show to a closing halt, which means the browser story earlier was your one last thing. It was just parked in the wrong place. I want to thank everybody on behalf of myself and the lovely Sharen for listening to the program. Remember to find us on the web at www.jmtalk.net. And let's see if I remember how to do this because we took last week off. We are on social media at TikTok and Facebook, JM Talk, Instagram and Twitter, JM Talk Radio. So remember, subscribe to the program, folks. We're on every single place you can listen to a podcast. And if we're not, tell us we're not, and we'll be there. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on the program. Be good to one another. Do something for somebody else. Goodbye, everybody.